The quick bench press is the ultimate combination of brute strength and technical mastery. This series will cover my 10-week preparation for the English Bench Press Championships in June, and it will cover all aspects of my prep. Today's episode will cover a technical analysis of my own lifts. It will be followed by the 3 keys I'm going to be using to increase my bench press, which will be tricep strength, technical work and gaining weight. And finally, this will all be played over a sample workout that I completed last week. Enjoy the video. So to start the video with a technical analysis, here is my best equipped bench to date. This is an 180 kilo bench press which I achieved back in November. So this is using a Super Katana size 42 low cut collar bench shirt. So I've got the weight down and I've pressed it all the way back up. The next clip shown is the heaviest weight I've ever attempted on a equipped bench. It's a 200 kilo equipped bench fail. So to start that, here is the full clip, and then I will run it through and I'll pause it at the point where I fail the rep. So this is now in slow motion, so I've slowed this down. So I'm holding a good position with the bench shirt here. I'm bringing my elbows down and I'm trying to meet the bar with my belly. Slowly my hips will start to rise off the bench, and just before I touch the bar here, I've dumped the bar, so my elbows have come down and my wrists have come forwards. I then regain it to push it back up, it goes well. However, when I'm unable to lock the weight out, and I slow the weight down here, to me this is indicating I have a triceps weakness. I also need to work on my technical skill. So, in order to improve my bench press, I've identified 3 factors moving forwards. The first being tricep strength. Triceps are a big muscle on your upper arm, made up of 3 heads, hence the name triceps, and they act to extend the elbow. So to lock a weight out on a bench press is to use your triceps to finish the movement. They're predominantly used in the equipped bench press is because the bench shirt acts as a springboard off the bottom of the press and allows you to get the weight halfway up or more, and then your triceps will carry through the bar to lock out. The equipped bench shirt offers the least amount of support at the top of the rep, and that means that the triceps have to be the strongest. In order to work on this, I'll be doing a number of things. As we go through the following clips, it will become obvious what I'm doing, but this is part of my warm-up, so I'm doing what's known as a Wenning warm-up. But essentially all I'm doing is I'm warming up muscle groups that I would be using during my equipped bench session. So I started off with some tricep pushdowns, so extending my elbow, practicing that movement, and I followed that up with some face pulls to get my back starting to work better, and now I'm doing some light dumbbell press. It will then be showing me warming up with the bar on a bench press and working on a 2-board press. A 2-board is a piece of equipment we use to shorten the range of motion in a bench press to just focus on that top bit of the bench press. So it means you don't have to press the bar as far. That's one of the strategies I'll be using to increase my tricep strength. So I'll be using the 2-board and a 3-board bench press, and I'll be cycling that over a number of weeks. In later episodes, I'll detail my program and how I'm waiving the use of my 2-board and 3-board, and how that's going to help me moving forwards towards the meet. So here I am still warming up with the bar, doing full range of motion. But as you'll see, when I get to 100 kilo, I'll apply a bench block to the bar, which will act as a 2-board press, so it means I will not have to bench press the bar as far. The second thing I'll be doing in order to build my tricep strength up to benefit my equipped bench press is using some accessories. So later in the video you'll see me doing some rolling tricep extensions for 5 sets of 20, and furthermore on an additional bench day, on my lighter bench day, I'll be doing exercises such as extensions, overhead extensions, JM press, and exercise, all of this type, which will help me to do some more bodybuilding work and gain some hypertrophy in my triceps to get them bigger and stronger, so that when I'm doing the equipped bench press, I've got more base to push off. This is my last full range warm-up with 80 kilos, so I think I get 5 reps here and then move forwards onto the 2-board. So as you can see, there's a block on the bar that stops me moving the bar as far, which allows me to train the top half of my bench press. This is one way I'm going to be training my triceps moving forwards. I'll also be training after I've completed my technical work in the shirt, which is the second of the keys I'll be using to push my bench press. I'll also be completing as many repetition as possible sets, some AMRAP sets, using the 3-board, which really biases the top of my bench press and by changing to a slightly closer grip, one of those sets, it helps me to really bias the triceps and get them stronger. I'm also using a bench aid here to bridge myself between my raw work and my shirted work. So the second key that I'll be using to push my equip bench press is practicing the equip bench press. So getting into my bench press shirt and performing a number of repetitions. I'll be using 3 phases, so I'll do a phase of 3s, so 3 repetition, a phase of 2s, so 2 repetitions, and a phase of 1s of singles in the preparation for my meet. This workout I completed 3 sets of 3. I got 3 reps on the first set, I only got 1 and a bit on the second set, and I got 3 reps on the third set, which my camera unfortunately failed. So this is footage of my second set with 150 kilos. I get the first rep, however I lose position and the shirt actually moved up on me, which causes the shirt to lose position, so I struggle to look at the second repetition. These are as many repetition as possible sets I've been talking about, using the 2 board again, and this is using a slightly closer grip, which makes the range of movement a little bit further, which makes it more difficult for my triceps to knock the weight out. I got 3 reps at this set with 120 kilos, and I moved on to a slightly wider grip with the same board, which meant I was able to get 7 reps because I was not having to move the bar as far. So this is just extending the elbow and practicing that last little bit of the bench press that I struggle with on the equip bench, and will hopefully have good transfer over to my equip bench, so I can look forward to bench pressing 200 kilos in the future. The last and arguably most important key that I'll be using to gain momentum on my equip bench press is to be gaining weight. So currently my body weight is sitting at 83.9 kilos, and being a lifter who's lifting in the 93 kilo class, that gives me obviously a lot of kilos to make up prior to the competition. So what I'll be doing is I'll be working with a nutritionist to put me in a calorie surplus so I can be gaining some good weight before the competition. The added bonus of competing in a bench shirt and competing in equip bench is that if I do gain a little bit of body fat, that's not going to be at a detriment to myself, as it will allow me to sort of pad out the shirt to make the shirt tighter, and the tighter I can be in, the more of me I can get into a shirt and get touched down to the bottom of the bench press, the more support I'll have in the bench shirt, and therefore the more weight I'll be able to bench press. So what I'm trying to say is, if I get a little bit fat, that's absolutely fine, because it will give me a lot more power in the bottom of the bench press. So here I am completing some bodybuilding style movement. So here's a lat movement, so it's a movement for the back. I'm completing this because I need to get a big strong back, so at the bottom again at the bench press I have some good control over the bar. As in the technical analysis we discussed that I potentially dumped the bar forwards at the bottom of the bench press, didn't have enough control on the bar. So by working on my lats and the muscles that help stabilise my shoulder, I should be in a better position to control the bar moving forwards. What I'm doing here is I'm removing one of the bands I've been using for the banded lat pull down. So instead of using 2, I now have 1. So it enables me to extend this set and get a bit more blood flow going and get a bit more of a lat pump. This movement is also good for me in terms of a lat pull down, as it simulates the action of pulling an equipped bench press down into my chest and down into a touch, while also encouraging me to keep my belly up. So as you can see, I'm trying to keep my chest nice and proud as well as pushing my belly out, and that's something I need to start replicating in my equipped bench in order to make touching heavier weights easier. Gaining weight will also mean that I'll be in a calorie surplus, as discussed before. A calorie surplus is really good for gaining strength, and I often find that if you're eating better food, there's more food running the engine, everything will feel better moving forwards. The last exercise I'll be showing in a second is some hammer curls, or some people call these pinwheel curls, because I'm technically bringing my wrist in more towards my body, towards the logo in my t-shirt. So these are really good for the forearms. So I'm working my biceps, but mainly sort of my brachialis and brachioradialis, which are these big muscles in your forearm, which can help to stabilize a barbell, help with my gripping the barbell as I'm pulling it down, and ensure I'm getting a good touch with the equipped bench press. In terms of how this series will work moving forwards, my aim is to get a video out hopefully every week discussing some sort of aspect of equipped benching that I'm either working on or doing, or footage of me doing various different things to do with my preparation. So I might cover my nutrition one time, I might cover some of the recovery methods I use, how I'm trying to minimise my injuries, and potentially some of the lower body training I'm working. If there's any questions that anyone has about a quick bench press or what I'm doing, or questions to me about anything, what my raw bench is, everyone can come and laugh at that. Then feel free to let me know and drop a comment in the box below. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope everyone has a good day. Let me know what you think.